that's it. Say what should do choose would to be television and there every na Jumedia would to be TV at today Talk Ghana and yede bro. I don't think me that was say Talk Ghana Jumedia so any live on would to be television program running as from now till 6 p.m. Yede nunsia kasi bono ebebro. But ansana nunsia ebebono so. Nature Medics Consult, producers of Gasto mixture, Mensoplax mixture, and afi Prostaplax mixture. Ebetnase na yedi nkomo. Edi afa eye inro no ho. Enti wonte sa nro mi ensei die tumi ya. Just before we part company with you at 6, yedi Nature Medics Consult for so ebetwetwe nkomo. And then Tuesday, and some ewo as usual. Later on the program, Chakra panelist for the show Tuesday afternoon. Panelist ebetnase na yeneomo atuatua adwene. Enunti Chakra lawyer Evans Osei Bunsu joins me in the studios of Wood to Me TV. And then every nko lawyer Evans Osei Bunsu, when him so a private legal practitioner. Obetina se mrenim fo anase mrenim ni. Obetina se ewotu bedie so. Sanso na yene former MCE for German South municipality. Ebetnasi Jumedie so ene ewie Openi Andrews Bediako, former MCE German South ewo Jumedie so Tuesday afternoon ebenada ewie na yetnasi seya ne ekro ewo yeman mu ene ebedi ho enkomo enunti medawasibio se wajebre ehweme ene awie wo free akasamfoni no achia de yeye bia no ubetumi akọ eye wuntumi TV live ewo YouTube eye wuntumi TV live ewo YouTube na jumedie ya yeye ene empo jumedie ya ye bia no oso ubetumi akọ ehodom na wakọ akotie bia na se wahwebi enti YouTube eye wuntumi TV live ubetumi akọ na wahwebi maka kiro se beye na nsaintem beye 3 days or so enie your Facebook accounts facing challenges problem no the technical team no eguswa episode will figure out the problem no ama yesa mon fan chain na say Facebook accounts no media binim se sabotiers na ba hu oye na obia ye na say we just don't get it but binim say team no work send ye announce no omo ebe resolve issue to him say na say as a Facebook almost different accounts and yede emma ye per say a lasting solution edema sa problem we tiene mon fan chebe ye hu ejuma on Facebook. Okay, let's see it is sana akwakoye. All right, okay, the team tells me I think say omo a resolve for now. Okay, let's see. Media get me posted then. We'll keep facing challenges though. Say be aware the chira who say sana acrobat mofa enche na yanshe impost. Okay. It's been resolved, all right. So you want to be 101.3 FM would to be 101.3 FM for days now, of some few days. The Facebook page, no, ubet me a column say team no a resolve a problem no Eddie Amame, and also a resolve a problem. They would to be 101.3 FM. Many thanks, team. No, many thanks. So that's how we get started. And some no ye remu and 10. You be remu and na ye may be koso medical dia no abro. Na fe the almighty education feeding challenges. No man you want to say problem no every problem no ekunko ho na yedu ebewura enumu more ana me fa no kra ensha se na fe menhwe eye chairman de no ene press conference eye deputy ranking on constitutional and legal affairs committee I wo brashe bidwefie press conference eye Hassan Tampulinso eye regarding the office of the special prosecutor eye OSP. And then why the whole press conference you do ebera enum enyina ba me di kan yi eyensema ya bobo boss bi so no ye yisa ensem no efri ho na fe membra eye de ekọ no ene membra sa ensem no eso na ene ennu ampo de ba beto odwa se ye monsem de ye hurihuri ni ye dinje because Ghana Education Service say sika ahete obo accounts na Edra beka ho ensem edichrewa question na me bisa de say what is there to be happy about the catcher say asema ababeto dwa no enya asema ese yani eje na bi wadi entube enje wosa asema na ababeto dwa say we should rejoice because Ghana Education Service say sika aheted accounts or the eco schools no near betu be a ma near jiwo one san colado amefi near betu be a ma di ajia de se en colado omo enya mefi but going forward no there's everything to worry about because we a fire service approach and Ministry of Education, the Ghana Education Service for the stakeholder, and I say Ministry of Education, the Ghana Education Service for where your fire service approach. So there's nothing to be happy about. Say almost 200 million. Omo de Kwaku to account munti. I assemble a twelcha ubianko da debi. Yana free SHS no was a flagship policy of the just gone administration NPP. It was a flagship policy, and during the 8 years of a year Nana Duabai or executed the year Kama, Kopem say NPP free aben. The question is, NDC 8 years. And Jomo free SHS who answer now a pretty review. Say ye be review free SHS. What were they thinking? President Mahama, why by a president pay? Initially, you see free SHS no ye. What cotna say 8 good years? With all due respect, what cotna say 8 good years? Send your nana to a free SHS into President Mahama when Gusuyadi. Just say ye mentality na it won't trip. But they were talking review. Say ye buy ye be review at the end. What was the president thinking? And what that's here 8 years. Omo buy your a method bia and now somebody adie bia omo ede ba beka ho. It's matrai makwe. And Kraini beka chiro se matrai makwe. Me try bia hwe. Ye ya na che se ye guso. And openi sadia babet na koye so the etikadaiti and for 7 good months perishable items Ministry of Education aim to be and supply for 7 good months unprecedented if you see that not perishables yɛde kɔ schools mu aban entumi mfa ho sika enko. How did we get here? Under NPP sasa we EBNC da 7 months there be EBNC da you can cross check enti sika no so no enyese sika ni bi na endi ho NDC ebaye sika odiewra free SHS policy no mu no ade edutwam esuche eye nanado ebetena akoya no so sika kra odewra ne free SHS sika NDC for ediewra mu no enye sika ketwa but eye power struggle say get fund administrator de Haruna Idris Nkanti omukra ntumi ntena se no omo adwene ekwan a omo de free SHS policy no ebefa so and a President John Dramani Mahama I see nothing hear nothing and so ti wonum di and ohwe and a 7 months get fund administrator de Haruna ntumi ntena se kra no omo ayi meeting randi abedi ni bi onema na ohwe ho no kra friend say almost to be in your meeting and a niema ejigusa because a banyan to be anshishani niema ye and until ushe sika ya diama get fund so mo ena enfanshe enrani anase free SHS no onfendi hujuma enye sika ketuwa enrani me catch on say 4.2 billion cedis and ya diama get fund. It's sikano da ode yede. Nanado eba ye in 2017 yensu ya de kakra de information. 2017 Nanado eba or the 400 million cedis. And menka so allocated them free SHS policy. 2017 in 2018 Nanado extra 1.13 billion cedis and the free SHS. 2019 under the NPP the free SHS by Nanado and the sika 1.68 billion and the free SHS no. 2020 NPP the 2.42 billion and the free SHS. Fast track 2021 about from almost the 1.97 billion and the Iraq free SHS policy no. And you call 2022 NPP HR 2.29 billion for a year free SHS. 2023 2.95 billion for a year free SHS exercise or policy no. Yaba be free abaimu in 2024. Last sika ye de share free SHS mu. Na ye 2.75 billion cedis. NDC ebe take over. Omo di sika di omo edi jehupa. And omo betwa 3.5 billion cedis for a year free SHS policy no. Sanka ya de pa. Ebia kola mo about kaya de pa 3.5 billion cedis and then this or the air year free SHS and then under NDC obwacha 4.2 billion cedis 4.2 billion cedis for a year free SHS etigasa sika kakraka mobile much for a year free SHS exercise or policy 4.2 billion cedis. MPP free Hokrano, ya the 2.75 billion. But now, Ejumano Koso, Maba Becha 4.2 billion 2026 budget for a year free SHS policy. Today, it is a year problem. But 7 months near Sika we say no 7 months near Omo ain't been chia headmasters no car for perishables. Yeka Omo say intro any yedi. Omo kotina meeting. Get fund administrator. As your problem. Read my lips. Get fund administrator, a friend Paul. Also your problem. So be yi sika no diama headmasters no makwakoto perishables no onyeda. Because challenges no no day ba. Bosu mwana boka se mo sika no makoto aponchi. Get fund administrators is hard ye no de onye. Onye ne no chna. Because you sad ye no na cause na problem by. President Mahama aka aponchi no. Get fund administrator this onyi says sika. Nobody akwa akoto aponchi na enye sa no de ye di sika de share in science ye on fine ato force ese mo nkoto aponchi bia. It you don't know the onyi says sika. How did I dress to say existing the yina wo ho no. What dey say 7 months ni me to be price here enye meeting. E to dey sika no headmasters no mo nkoto se mento. Da bia yes sa de. And so almost sorry. Almost sorry, Sepani bay, and for the poor. Get fund administrator, Kokasa you. And I feel the content that they correction ho, the and this half away Isika. Yes, away you 200 million cedis. Say, Omo and Fankoto, a year perishables. But the woman here, Mamma, and Yabra, still here because I can't want something to say 200 million cedis, no. Because I be beside headmasters to say, now hate accounts. Daniel Fay, a PRO, or say 200 million cedis, no, a bad hate accounts, no, and then maybe we have to be asking the headmasters, and that's a chance for this kind of abana. The problem, no, any 200 million cedis now, way at the my headmasters, no, a Kwaku chia eka. Ekano. Every October busuminum SHS 1 for an academic chance and omwadi omuka besi eye February diama mani abrenu no 200 million cedis no says can enya hiti accounts da no asa enya me na make ebe hiti accounts ayi baro your friend said Primus Barrow or do not yet chance for National Secretary or say Nkansah sa 200 million cedis no Kwaku tua eka dadano enti sikana heti accounts no omo kan sen kolado bebe fie nti no ene yemfa oil every form one ho unse tete no odi akola ofide bia odi akola na broda odi akola na aduane a na odi oye na afefa no ho na che se ne maami ana ne papa ba mama na aduane adi ebi na ban nkola no bebe fie dia yen chokiom 200 million cedis but problem no ho 200 million cedis no etua arrears na si say obodi omuka match perishables no kontombre ni ho kro de ba no match bosome no dan na nkola no ebedi. See say April and then 21st and then 21 days no and usikado de yanko you etu omo bedi omoka beye 51 days bi omo bedi omoka 51 days then na umano omo bedi we ekotua kope match sikaba no we parent abema wani njesa sikada abado omo atna 7 months omo ma headmasters ni sika etisa sika we ekotua ka the one who said it's March the no and they empo 21 days ewo April no I don't know sikado away am I and so sikado ewo get fund administrator the footwobu 4.2 billion cedis this is all the year and then one fan can operate because they have no plan. Or see, I don't know the procurement and no says cannot farm headmasters. No. It's where the Kwaku cano because 1% collab bebe you know when he make was. But still, we are headmasters. No, it will be. It's not problem at that pa. I don't know. The problem is not solved. When your fire service approach, you do jano. Problem no, I was here. And then you better know. Hey, Bia, now why ideas Bia? Also, no, who bet to me a post 2 comments. Who bet to me the affair YouTube. Who to be TV live, post 2 comments. And now go Facebook, Facebook active. Now we post 2 comments. Would to be 101.3 FM. Who bet to be a post 2 comments. Panel no et nase, but Chairman Bernard Nchibuesiakun Echo Court. Oko Court of Appeal. Sample Summer Boy case no. Near High Court no decision o TO o make it and say or the buy say omumbe file the defense no mumbe say you know. On the court no enyajene. And the chairman won't me echo court. Court na okoye no. Court of Appeal. As there be on stay we say no and I say on jintu say chairman won't me. Ebe baby see high court no kwan. Say on the high court no enyajene. Enti onko na onko toa eye case no so. Me pacho eye potokasa but do bear with us. Na yentie ne lawyer Andy Apia Kubi oye Chairman Bernard Nchibuesiakun lawyer ensema ode etruja yenkotie lawyer ne ensema ode etruja.
Your application have been refused.
Yes.
What do you make of it?
Yes, this is the ruling of the court. We applied for a stay as a repeat of the earlier one. The court does not agree with us. The court says that the application for stay is refused, which means that indirectly 2 options: either repeat it or go back to the instant court to prepare our witness statements and continue the case and see the outcome of the case itself. So in a nutshell, this ruling brings us to the end at the Court of Appeal in respect of the application for stay.
Is there a decision to go up?
We'll have to go back to the chamber and look at the options, and then we will let you know which line of action we'll take. For now, like I said, we are open to 2 lines of action. One is to go up to the Supreme Court, and the other is to go down to the High Court to continue the proceedings.
When you say either or, is it your point that filing of your witness statement is hinged on your decision whether to go to the Supreme Court or not?
Exactly. If we decide to go to the Supreme Court, we will then proceed to the Supreme Court and pursue the matter there. If we decide to go back to the High Court to continue the proceedings, so will we do. So the options are open to us. So we'll go to the chamber, discuss with our client, and then we'll consider the next line of action. Thank you.
Nana Kwame, medase enti lawyer Andy Apia Kubi. Ne ena otie no. Ene omo echo Court of Appeal. Na Court of Appeal. the normal ekwa kopeno Court of Appeal no anji antu na eno ena nsɛmtwerɛfoɔ ebisa de sɛ it is say day eno ɔbɛyɛ ɔsogye ɔmo co chambers na ɔmo hu sɛ ɔmo bɛkɔ soro anaa sɛ option a ɛwɔ hɔ ɛde ma ɔmo no na ɔmo no ɛdi so nti ɛbrɛpɛ mu de yɛbɛwurawura saa nsɛm no emu that lawyer Andy Apia Kubi chairman Bernard Enchibu Esiako the lawyer ɛna na ɔkasa no ɛnɛ nso no brahye bidwafie dɔm kuma ɛwɔ brahye bidwafie ɔmo yɛ deɛ yɛfrɛ no press conference ɔmo ɛfrɛ nsɛmtwerɛfoɔ ɛde nsɛm ɛto ɔmo anim na ɛyɛ dɔm kuma ɛwɔ brahye bidwafie de nyinaa ɛfa office of the special prosecutor no ɛho still asɛm no asɛ nkɔnkɔ dada mahu ɔmo a question sɛ na special prosecutor attorney general so obegye na adwuma aka ho ono attorney general no kra na adwuma bɛn ɛne watumi ayɛ no wɔ office hɔ no ma ɔkɔ akɔgye obi deɛ ɛde aka ne deɛ ho ɔno ne deɛ kura gu ne table so no sɛbe produce adwuma papa bɛn ɛne wayɛ no afa no ho a ɔkɔgye ɛyɛ special prosecutor deɛ no aba bɛka ne deɛ ho na wadi ho ntwuma but no na minority in parliament ɛna no pɛ awie ɔmo de tu dwa sɛ dɛ bi adeɛ no deɛ edi sɛ ɛba ne saa na eni sɛ attorney general ɛyɛ deɛ ɔyɛ na NDC foɔ ahyɛ da ɛna ɔmo ɛyɛ saa deɛ no wohwɛ baabi a case no hyɛ aseɛ firi yɛ paa yɛkye ɛyɛ Martin Kpebu na yɛ detain Martin Kpebu na kyɛ Martin Kpebu kɔhyɛ mu adeɛ ehu baabi ɔwɔ ɛhɔ a na ɔmo ɛhyɛ aseɛ ɛna ɛsɛ Roxin de fia makɔ ɔmo file private members emotion wohwɛ sɛ deɛ case no kɔna ɔmo file na ɛne majority leader ɔmo ɛka ho nsɛm na ɛdi nansa ɛna president Muhammad bɛm sɛ oye yi special prosecutor yɛngu office no na ɔbɛka biribi ɛhɔ na NDC bi ɛnso ɛfa akyire ɛkɔɔyɛ na edidimu ama ɛyɛ Peter Hyde nom ɛnso akɔ a kyɛ sɛ ne minority kyerɛ so ɔmo adi OSP ɛtwi nyinaa no ɔmo yɛ NDC foɔ ɔmo ahyɛ da wɔ akyire na NDC foɔ na ɛfile petition ɛyɛ ho nneɛma nyinaa ɔmo ɛkɔ forward nyinaa sɛ OSP ayɛ sɛ ɛyɛ ɔmo yɛ NDC foɔ enti ɛyɛ special prosecutor ɔnkɔ na petition no Supreme Court deɛ no ɔnni akyire paa ɔnni akyire because ɛyɛ NDC foɔ na ahyɛ da ɛna ɔmo pɛ sɛ ɔmo frustrating de tɛ ɛyɛ Hassan Tampuli ɛma dates a ɔmo de yɛ saa deɛ ma ne nyinaa pointing to the fact so obi ɔkɔ saa asɛm wɔ ese ho ɛyɛ NDC ni but ɔmo nso deɛ ɔmo ɛntena ho ma office no yɛngu na anti-corruption office yɛngu na saa let's listen to ɛyɛ Hassan Tampuli ɛne sɛdeɛ ɔka nsɛm no.
The High Court ruling must be immediately challenged and stayed, and we call on the OSP to immediately appeal the decision of the High Court and immediately also apply for a stay of execution at the High Court. And we dare also add that he must also proceed to the Supreme Court with a writ of certiorari to quash the decision of the High Court. We call on the Supreme Court to expedite its determination in Adamte versus the Attorney General. The Supreme Court question must be resolved definitely and authoritatively by the courts alone, by the court that alone has jurisdiction to resolve it. We call on the Honorable Chief Justice to treat this as a matter of great public importance, warranting urgent scheduling. The Attorney General must be summoned before Parliament to account for his position. It is constitutionally unacceptable for the state's chief legal officer to actively argue against the statutory institution of the Republic in judicial proceedings without parliamentary accountability. The minority will table appropriate questions and, if necessary, move for a formal parliamentary inquiry. We call on President Mahama to come clean with Ghanaians. He cannot continue to claim publicly that he supports the OSP while his own Attorney General argues for its constitutional destruction at the High Court and the Supreme Court. The President must choose, and he must choose publicly. Does he stand with the OSP, or he stands with the campaign to destroy the OSP? The High Court ruling must be immediately challenged and stayed, and we call on the OSP to immediately appeal the decision of the High Court and immediately also apply for a stay of execution at the High Court. And we dare also add that he must also proceed to the Supreme Court with a writ of certiorari to quash the decision of the High Court. We call on the Supreme Court to expedite its determination in Adamte versus the Attorney General. The Supreme Court question must be resolved definitely and authoritatively by the courts alone, by the court that alone has jurisdiction to resolve it. We call on the Honorable Chief Justice to treat this as a matter of great public importance, warranting urgent scheduling. The Attorney General must be summoned before Parliament to account for his position. It is constitutionally unacceptable for the state's chief legal officer to actively argue against the statutory institution of the Republic in judicial proceedings without parliamentary accountability. The minority will table appropriate questions and, if necessary, move for a formal parliamentary inquiry. We call on President Mahama to come clean with Ghanaians. He cannot continue to claim publicly that he supports the OSP while his own Attorney General argues for its constitutional destruction at the High Court and the Supreme Court. The President must choose, and he must choose publicly. Does he stand with the OSP, or he stands with the campaign to destroy the OSP? The High Court ruling must be immediately challenged and stayed, and we call on the OSP to immediately appeal the decision of the High Court and immediately also apply for a stay of execution at the High Court. And we dare also add that he must also proceed to the Supreme Court with a writ of certiorari to quash the decision of the High Court.
And so that's Hassan Tampuli, Deputy Ranking on Constitutional and Legal Affairs, Brashe Bejafie, and Omo H.S. said, Attorney General, the OSP, and Nemuno, and no, the Obo AG2. Kaben Kwanka, Yenya, Ankwanuma, na finding the way out of the troubles, but then that's the minority position. And see, Lawyer Evans Osei Bunsu, Ewaha, Honorable Andrews, Bediako, and so Atnasi. Impedifo, Bebabunjana Akwaba. Lawyer. Oh, na we dey no say na aircraft e court dem
Mr. courtroom there eja manso
eja we suit na we je ayi there adabu say lawyer we ayi the club tea there dey bi a chese saada no suit no white no bebom say there na chese ne
Mr. courtroom
basa juma boko
e ko press wall and then e wo kwada so circuit court e ko press wall na eja afi na
oh, okay.
Na nipa wa adwam kakra na bitwa je no so ya na mfa but yes to ya press wa adru baby
win and lose
I thought that was a way there when the pana say in case Basa I was strategy I so and then kana
obiate na djuma mbrofo honorable na bracho beba wakwaba
mejuso bru keke
now what to say
amanfo se ye ho ye by some dem enije e wo mu ane se da yankopon ase se menka nkrofo mo to abade dwo mahama be ye president ho no na enije e wo mu we say nema ye na ekofa President Mahama efe na ababiu o se sika nka mi so ya na omo ho ahotepa o o de Donald Trump o ye no Africa o so ho de o ye kofa ye kuchi e de no ba sika nka mi utuado o ho de no so be ya si omo aboniti no nti wakofa John Mahama ma sika nka mi na so o mesi apo a ho na oblemu no sika nka mi fon de o se ye coach ba ko se I think say na de okoye se kofa utuado ba ba ku bi a okoye no so obasika ntem eno so no so ba ya wa metwafu nti sika nka mi fon ya na omo ho ahotepa be mu de me da Nyankopon asese men kan krofo mo de John Mahama bae ho eno kwa na ye ni je wo mu de ye ni je ya me sori a me ni je pa fi said the ode Ghana fo nemu enkankan me kuku akuafo no jama South fo me chia mu nyina wie anwumre keke kuku asem no enye ize o na obi
asa si say na edu ba bia nya minority na na asa ya na ye re dodo na
media no edu ba bia ya na me bi mu kakra o say adno ba muboja na 1 week 2 weeks na etwam enti na man krofo fo mo di okuru
ba sa na say the minority no so e wo grounds omo abom media no na betumi a publicize
enko beta akuafo no bre sisi omo ka ho kura akuafo omo bre kese pa no ye omo do bayre omo do aburo omo do mo o nze ebra na ye be free power na ye free 2024 no akufu ado aba na ye se ye pese ye boost aburo ne emo nti me say me municipality omo de emo ba ya me chema akuafo omo dua mo nyina kwa na ye de fertilizer ka ho nti sa mo no omo dua na sa 2024 no a ye be great 2025 no keke abu system no mo beti ento na idea ne say yetumi ye ne sa na ya maba fast for na to ni nyina na omo de akosie nti say ye to fira akuafo no ho na Nkansah abre ya secondary school fo a aban say John Mahama se nka omo sika na omo akoto mponche ne nkokọ ne mprako nyina wo marketing na one for sika na omo ne secondary school kura omo so omo be cruise down na nka yetumi enye bi de afidi sa schools no na minim nipa a oma present information se ono Nkansah na se eduru bi a ya na onya ne ministers no no Nkansah nko down ho no nko o de on this guys no no hunu se enema se dey yes a wotie ministers na no a omo mess up omenua keke de wo grants wo no nye enye o meti se president call no for se ayi kosua busu o se den die ntoma se o se kosua ye nya glot e kosua what hu sa no o kan sa se he fa na sa kosua na ye nya glot na we he fa na ya man information wadao
no nda ya ku feeling tentemsa
I'm telling you enti me de ode akuafo nemu no de ya na me di de wo me mu ni se me Nkansah nkrofo na omode no baaye no nipa ba ko ese Ghana fo yina e bone so bo pa na ye akwana obo na si enyu no sekere no o deceive nkrofo e de man nkrofo di akire Mahama is the hope e na omu di akire mabuno no na wa mo nsa si fom nti me de ma me di de ne se me nkan nkrofo mo de Mahama baaye ho eno kwa na ye me de se de o ye akuafo ne Ghana fo no keke enya de pa
da quick last am be call lawyer in China dum so no face bi o mpote ba na wono de
dum so ide obede na we
ya na me pese bi ko bia na bi etbe bia na jese ye kwa ye tiem
ayi Kumasi be fi last week no say no it we do say ye dum light no omo se enye dum so no omo nim de omo ka hwe se dum so no ade a wo pese wo se dum so a hwe time no omo dum na hwe time omo de so omo ebo 6 kan na eko ebo bi at 10 o'clock anajo anase bi at 12 na aba ene che se planting ndi enye ade bi se wo ha na bae enye emergency planting because omo time omo allocate di ama obia ne time ne de ko off ndum timi kan jem se enye dum so ye allocate time no de ama obia ndi ye dum so ndi na me se president nkofo bi tunofo a nipa na omo man information no omo mislead no so onam no of video can say transformer no almost sano na transformer over the years then this for communicators omo tell radio na MPP for by kunwa so and omo da so kasa no almost MPP am fa power 1 megawatt crank what is his answer no omo nim de omo ka ko bui higher bui solar nko MPP aban kufu ado aban de kan me ko bui makoho several times ya sa ye de solar no egu nsuo nani floating ye de egu nsuo nani a e ma power more than 50 megawatts buinko onko abamba bin kurom ho no monko he solar power Akufo-Addo de ka ho enti transformer no mo so mo sesa no anu na power no ko na transformer keke nka wutu ni anopa wutu free no de new one no siso a ade na nwumna eduru so amesan ko off enti they should go and tell them marriage not some of us santro no mo di kire Ghana for mo de win power no this time round jandam no enya adwuma bi enya adwuma wo mo kan ye se mo so mo my platform de ye be cheche man Ghana for atiase enya adwuma entro na dozo enra say minim say kawai Ahmed Ibrahim local government minister and chief tenant wa kodin trobe bre say almost say accountability series Akufo-Addo aban no e won challenges with decentralization but wo de na wo abasisi na bia wo sua nema bia free Akufo-Addo de na wo kasa wo fi say wo reset ya wo ye ne ye no you compare the 2013 up to 2017 move free power decentralization
what do maybe bema wa homeso na we local governance experts
exactly
ebiada ahwefo enima enti eno beye wo pick aside that the topical issues free SHS feeding challenges the primary you know mema doctor the lawyer mema wa legal you know da koso na honorable Andrews Bedia Konso or ye local government expert pa also edibsa and sebnu emupa nti the opeso remuno efa amedibra na sabedo belt ne hwan na oso oguna northern dia no say no kan bibisa e dia kwa kwhye Jubilee House hodo kra be mention na entiase but ni nyina no ye behwe na what take the pick on that it member obi awrada yi na afi yahwe adamates no and last week the special prosecutor who said who say Hassan but chairman won't to be the also on the year court of appeal then the said the akono will take any say
and I mean fa kwanya na menchia atiefo no ahwefo nyina
but dum so no also kaka
o me experience pa nya easy and ya kase ka ho asma je so my the whole NDC
and my lawyer to make kind of documents and that
ma feel woofly e ya de teto and no make say with tonton a nya easy o
and you so when you wrong combination who could that brother so crowd to make
say you know no we say Ghana ni abewo afri no
yo Nkansah
me sanchia Dr. Ernesto Forisapon baby obi a doctor bofra me chiao na me sre nyinchire de ma Dr. Forisapon na machia cantona ai keke baba bi owo fade filling station bi wo ho mo bie no for sa cantona na o twetire o so fili sese wuntumi ne honorable ne kyerese keke mo de da bia se na fidie da hwa no ti mo ne fan pa no kyerese se de musi ye ne fan no nya de a ode mo be di agro nti cantona ba bia obi ara keke o peso ushevu aboje se ne kama ma ene o tiri media oduru cantona obeya ma kama o so achia mo nyina na keke yemra on se makasa ohwe chama wontumi a case na men for to court of appeal because the court of appeal bia ni nyina no ene mra kwan so no moye you see the mere fact that our file interlocutory process does not automatically brings about ST and this amen fan say wa court na court esi open with defense prosecution na kana asem awie na court na establish bibi a prima facie case against you because also who say the burden is on the prosecution to prove beyond reasonable doubt and this a court no prosecution ni any case na what na homa ni wie na court na can say why establish a prima facie case against you that means that I was say be open with defense and to open with defense ana emra so nsi wontumi ho kwan say ono so betima challenge say sa na yi na wa file no na yi na wa file stay no enti won opinion defense and so emra man ho kwan so otimi eko appeal but the position of the law and say the mere fact that wa file appeal interlocutory appeal no wa challenge no wa file sa appeal no in respect of that interlocutory process na wodi kan yɛ wɔ high court no ɛnkyerɛ sɛ ɛbɛma automatic stay of saa wasɛm na yɛdie ne sɛ ɛbɛtumi aka sɛ yɛnyina hɔ me yɛnkɔmmra ansa saa na mmara ne ka unless sɛ wobɛtumi akyerɛ exceptional circumstances ɛsɛ ebia wobɛkyerɛ wɔ affidavit no mu akyerɛ sɛ ebia sɛ saa deɛ wei sɛ moantwa ama mankɔ appeal na ama ne sɛ modi asɛm no wɔ high court ha ɛde haw kɛseɛ na ɛbɛbrɛ me mpo ɛbɛtumi aba sɛ ɛbɛma saa crime na yɛde ato me no so yɛbɛka sɛ saa bɔne ne mayɛ and you have to indicate in your affidavit exceptional circumstances ebia haw kɛseɛ wei na de bɛbrɛ me ɛno nti ana meka sɛ court of first instance na yɛ high court no on stay na menkɔ appeal ɛwɔ court of appeal ɛmmra ansa. So if you don't demonstrate exceptional circumstances, because judge no odi kana refuse you. Or say media also appeal no, unni appeal bi akọ ewo sa submission of no case we are no unni appeal bi akọ nti metwam. Ana also ne judge no nya adwene nti wo court of appeal. O kono o lawyers na so mu kire exceptional circumstances. Eniema sononko bia se sa appeal no se court na ma wo kwan amwa ankwa e de how kese bebro se court no gusu di asem na. So you have to demonstrate that on the face of the affidavit. Not just affidavit now they call the court of appeal no. E was a which wo affidavit in support motion na this ready what they call court of appeal na what they call question. So timi kire e wo mu exceptional circumstances are there as say bone na ye de to me so no say ya ntwen ni edi asem no a e de how kase e bebre me because mo betimi kura kasa ampa ma ye bone no. Until you have to demonstrate that exceptional circumstances before ansana court of appeal no ajewatum. Either than that, the court of appeal no will also throw you out. Now, on some medical come or fidie so say, sa prosecution we are omo ye no a political persecution. Mamenka political prosecution. So a political persecution. And your prosecution omo ye. A kwen bi aso mbefa so political party bi. Ne onimonyamfo bi owo mu ana se okuta dibre bi ana okuta financial muscle sika o de sponsor party no kwan bi e be fa so ne abere na ase no enti His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ota akire o ombeye bewie na no yesi okay me de asem ka ya sentence chama wontumi within be 3 months o se afi de ma be pardon no se meja no na nya chama wontumi kra ejele no kra se o yes ade we nti ejele no kra President Mahama baba be pardon no necessary they say political career. So say your lawyer men for two be now handle case na also from different angle. Right from day one, and I can say it was said the lawyers for Chamawun to me almost use all legal gymnastics. No a delay case no. Case no is not about say you the merit of the case, but to delay the case. It's also very important. Why am I saying so? The reason tia meka sa asem ne say abana ye na adwene say kwa bia so me de chama wontumi beko eti lawyer for no so mo so manya mo adwene say mo so kwa bia so asem ye nimwie ne enimwie kina eti memfa won say court of appeal atu chama wontumi asem na aguo say high court no nguso eni asem no because eno ye ne right eno ye court no right but wo hwemre ni that is fine I don't fault court of appeal. But many lawyers now mesa ko review mesa ko challenge wo Supreme Court to be
can do that baby sir with current baby currently baby
don't file to the Supreme Court.
It's that baby I mean put to question they say as it stands no options being they are available to a year
once a ruling no akwatia no I was say file or witness statement or evidence in chief or witness statement now open with defense and what they dance for enumasem ene wo wanumasem any exhibit bi a wo bia no obe file wo court wo no ma ye CMC in respect of wo so wo defense no ye be CMC na che say ya hwehwe enkrata wo de baaye
CMC no ye momoto
case management
okay
case management conference. That means that all the document bia if you look at the case of Republic versus NSS boss no or worry court need the decision about say CMC ni bi wo prosecution ya na dia CMC ana we so be ya na dia defense na so be ya na dia no so CMC case management conference. That means that I was say busa no number of hours or no de bekasa I was say busa na dance for do mo beba enkrata or dia bas was able prosecution na ni nyina ebehwehwe that is CMC. That means that na afi na chama wontumi ne lawyer ba be leading no evidence into be leading kindly mention your name to this honorable court bodin court way in respect of this particular matter. You file your witness statement, you cause your lawyers to file your witness statement. Is that correct? And no so I say me a diabana court you am a lawyer for the wanu asem egu krata so is that correct? Or say yes, have a look at it whether same is your mark share say krata ya o ma lawyer for three no. What do you intend doing with this particular document? So that document no person what they are doing. The person me the fa court no so edi adanse and that will be all. Afi na nasrem Simon and so betoto chama wontumi ana obebusa no questions. And so obebusa no questions we no answer we are. Afi na court no the judgment eba. That means that say chama wontumi yebejana yebua no for that time no share data no the over sentence.
But the last okay bit you now okay.
Mimi who say chama wontumi de no akontem expeditious trial, although the law requires say court intentem justice na expeditious trial is very good, but you see right from onset na make say case no every single step bia na so much challenge no, because if you read enye charges ni nyina na make ho asem charge na omode abono say environment no kura wase no. If you read regulation 33 to regulation 43 of the Mining Act, I can say the leaseholder the all license to operate as a leaseholder no embra no nche no, but the de na ye manager ewo sa company na enipa no kuta lease no ekuta no leaseholder no kuta no wona wasa wotwe na obo environment no protect environment no say they won say environment no say nipa no so no mo na be dance ni ama state no say nipa na embra ne che no pursuant to regulation 33 to 43 of the Mining Act say nipa no na state no so de na be dance ni environment no ho na say no environment law na kan say wo a Mining Act or hanke bekan regulation 33 to regulation 43 of the Mining Act. It places a burden on the manager, the one managing the company. That is the Akunta Mining. Any burden biya ma the leaseholder, that is chama to me. Only burden biya. So the point is that so what charge chama to me say was say environmental. When I say environmental. Abra law na ka say manager na or one company no on was so protected environment and pursuant to regulation 33 to regulation 43 of the Mining Act. The leaseholder no chama wontumi na okuta license na apart from other charges from the abono say money laundering say there say wade name company na ma company for e different, but I'm talking about destroying the environment. That charge na loan manager na wode na be dancing and sad dancing no waka say you it means I want to me more lawyers are to turn and way and the prosecution na any case. And the prosecution in any case I was said defense and so I chama want to me so almost open your case if the court establishes what a prima facie case against the defense and I say the accused person. And is a court to establish a prima facie case against the accused person there, then the accused person has to open the defense. And when chama want to me file a submission of no case, because of file a submission of no case prosecution ni we na asem na wuni sa asem pe bia ni the prosecution na ka no, because the okay can you to me establish your guilt, therefore you file submission of no case. Now what file say unni bibi a wasa court no ma kwan say on kan fi say prosecution want me anka na asem yi eno na ne lawyer say file the coy ana court no so wanyi ntum because chama want me wo bibi ka the omo ka no omo hu say waye boni bi enti omi open the defense no nchirechire no mfana dance formula ho no wa challenge sa process now file ye no interlocutory you know file interlocutory appeal within 21 days me betena ha kan say so waye sa ade no ana ode court of appeal ana court of appeal ni say wantimi anche exceptional circumstances because ko all ban no say enam say e bia sa ade we say mo kasa mo guso e di asem na e how kase we e de bebre me enti otimi kire sa how ne de a ene nka court of appeal ni be atum but because when timi anche exceptional circumstances in no court of appeal ni say omra no mo media asem no na yi no wa anya antum enti that means that I was sort of filing a witness statement within I think court number only next month 14th as a 4th May as a on fan open defense failure upon which no one opinion obebu asem
one opinion
obebu asem
but we know na but who say be bisa our option of going to a Supreme Court and
absolutely that is my right. It is within his right so because Supreme Court I'm not a lawyer for Chama Wuntumi. If I were a lawyer for Chama Wuntumi, the only thing is every single step would be a challenge.
I shall see you.
I shall see you. Me found say to be sued judge no cry. Me fena o can say be fa me on nya. I will file a suit against the judge. Nani nyina a delay of the case.
But he say of Supreme Court, do you think say and I am to be preempt what the court?
That one I cannot preempt it.
But our option of going to option of assistance is say
as to be Supreme Court. And I entreat them so on Supreme Court. Ebiem. No although ebia no antimi establish exceptional circumstances, but on court because of mimi who say a political persecution. And unti onwu so no on court. Na mimi mpo aka metete judge na o ka asem na nso mani a ade akine masan file suit atia judge no enti asem ye nida ye niwie
political persecution the persecution
that is so
because obo ka mo ora ye agiagu ya as a chairman wuntumi and a chairman wuntumi na ora
absolutely
see say ora na agiagu obo hu ni obo did nothing enti chairman wuntumi
and you have to also find all legal means. You have to employ all legal gymnastics. As also bet me afaso now so the because we were in this country and I say we are in this country. Anna ye den crophobia o me MPP for ko gina NDC for ko gina court. And NDC by obenta nolly prosequa. I say ye njai wo mo nyina momonko. Enti se sa so dia aban bi so beba etimi abe enter nolly prosequa am ye jai Chama Wuntumi. So the point is if I were a lawyer for Chama Wuntumi, I would have also employ all legal gymnastics so that asem so ye ni ade betina siw tu nam ha ade betina masiw atene general ade betina masiw we so that asem no en nkra bata na ye bebrebe ye di we na ye we so ahoto no. You have a problem with the judge. I'm not saying say I'm also teaching something enye, but I'm speaking as a politician.
Oh yeah, if you are persecuting somebody,
if you are persecuting someone, then I will also persecute you. And the amusement are there, but now me cry be a judge no dear seminal. Why make a comment to be a courtroom cry, there, but no file suit. Etienne, and I know Bribu and yes, I do we obey. My boss, I dare china, obey file suit.
Okay. Political persecution, nolly prosecute, but and no like say, and several. Your politics, a fair market. When you quick last time, I call a young honorable Andrews Bediaco. Also, that's a fair market raising concerns me. Amount for at the subo air bottle say one can say ye. Now, on those who say law courts, no near maybe your air yellow. In Chay, it is your obituaries. I apologize.
Court to Libya. Not all the judges are like that, but some judges, if you on my quote, or two line beer when in your home. And then some Yanani bet me a can. If you cry a kumbi so near the ababetana, one point in. So the point is, so if the line I judge in a corner fees and wawa, I was all fine quambiaso. Even every single step, every decision biano or the baby biano, I was our challenge no. Mammy Chow, may my example be a mohun. A brana upunijina court no. Ye opuni former minister, you know, no a minister, CEO for Ghana Cocoa Board. Now he was represented by a lawyer called Sam Kujo. And that Sam Kujo, or a renowned lawyer, very good lawyer. Sam Kujo, your application about 78 applications. Every single step will be our challenge. Attorney General, Honorable Yabua Godfred Odame, I did be on the back court to be a Sam Kujo challenge. Every single or appealing a Supreme Court, no appealing a court of appeal, no appeal. 78 applications. Almost. And the delay case no. And the Koba and say, money bound so MPP the FD power name NDC aba. NDC by there no be nolly prosequa. As I'm no many who be the state is no more interested. That is the meaning of nolly prosequa. The state is no more interested. State in any year as I'm no be so obedi. Na criminal case a pro. So be ko bo krono a pro. Obi ko bo krono sorry, e will limit say sa yanina infamia and sent infamia na intimini krono nasem. But abine by obenta nolly prosequa. That means that the state is no more interested in that criminal case. On what grounds? Because state no right. So beti maka say me pesa meto aso biem because ayini is at the behest of the Attorney General pursuant to Article 88 of the 1992 Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. ADC adu obi ko ho na obi di afi yesan kwache no na ye de ne kokoto enti na da bia meka se His Excellency President Mahama, and yet democracy, but a anocracy. On some Makasa Asamanwa, a combination of what? Autocracy and a democracy no akabumu. It was one who now. A todano amia kotwa but a democracy no. And to combine a hununa, any Kabimamin Kabin wakabumu, or can me no boma a anocracy. It may try can say President Mahama, why is a wolf? Now wolf na emsa abuana me hunu ye wolf ye pataku. Papa bi na ka kire me na nya sakraman. Enti President Mahama aye say pataku. What is wolf? Enti ubonso wa shachire din no amaye eden na ye de wo kọ. Etu sa de beche ne abechew. Ye gusu achi di pasa President Mahama nkasa asemunya ida. So he's practicing what? Anocracy, but not democracy. But if you read the 1992 Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, a democratic nation. Enti kabima menka bi political parties nyina obi atimi ka bi any citizen of Ghana ebetimi aka na adwene provided it does not it does not sin against the laws of this country, but or practice anocracy ehunuhuna ene kabima menka bi no aka abom enti oye pataku.
Okay, lawyer Evans Osei Bonsu ena wutie no na afeyo mark neka was Nkansah and I feel your mark and Nkansah not threatening judges. And the Omra number chilling some no inside. Well, lawyer Nkansah. Honorable, mess up a lawyer.
Say lawyer can't say me every day, say Vinny Hobium. Say, ya can't be brave or has a or more than on peso or more yes, Adana or Mugusu or Moyeno. But him say Uncle Babia. Ya okay e say we bu asem nti lawyer mo fere say
preempt preempt yeah
but here nim say ba bi o mo
political persecution yes
yeah any prosecution persecution and o mo aheda na o mo ye de o mo ye no enko ba bia ma ye fence ye enko enim kiki I think say attorney general ne fence one special prosecutor omun sense media minim se bia beba ho na mamenti ayi mayi kakran from local government sense mean wo share press conference ya honorable Ahmed ye na yedika kan bebre wo ha bra na ye ko primary say ya ban kwan de decentralization fa so na common fund na wo form ne de kan ya ka ho nsem bebre ye nyina ya mia kuru no ama awu ye mia kuru no ye hu bebi ana ade no free a na eba eno nyina na kan so ye ko aye ko to aba na ye ko nyina so ye to aba no so nipa na ye fi se nyona okofa ase no ba ye nyina yi no ane on ye the candidate for the party na ma memfa wa fidi so na menchia opinion last week me bore di wa ha ye fe ne Mr. Nsu Sunwaya Besim na already one ne yere omomfa ndi agro with television ba bia anopa wi anwumre enti Mr. Nsu ba bia obi a ye chia wo no yere anwumre nyame nka ho what we say honorable Ahmed in sema na wo kan say yen compare Akufo-Addo 8 years no e bad decentralization na yen fan compare almost 8 years omunya ya anse na Akufo-Addo bae no na obehu say nsema wo kan nra na say ye de pe baabi na ye de si kura free say aban bia ne focus aban bia ne priority be say wo hwe 2013 to 2017 ya na Ahmed ka decentralization sika sema wo ka ho asem nyina na wo de Akufo-Addo de to ho. Do you know say assemblies no the ye fene say that time ye fene deep part ye fene DDF assessment na ye and ye fene deep part na assemblies me fast ye nsohwe because ye hwe wo documents na over the years na your development partners ya mo support to assemblies no through government of Ghana, Dutch government na state government no mo kan no and payment ya mo ye no say ought to be qualify a bra wa assessment na we are eno na yiska kese kura over the years na yetumi de adwuma wa assemblies no what the common fund no to ho no kura wo so say common fund no kura na the acquire say 2014-2015 John Mahama buy no counterpart fund na esen ko mutu about $50 million aban na abrofo no de almost 70% bro yesi fa 30% ka no yentua ma assemblies no de na omo ye ne say omo twa na abrofo no de omo sika no ba na omo disperse na omo di bi so adaveti akoya ade foforo enti abrofo no hu saade no enti omo ye omo adwen say ansa na omo be release omo 70% no except government of Ghana can release 30% na ansa. So that was the condition. enti eba se ye call crisis ma ye call IMF 2014 2015 e nyina say enti 2 consecutive years aban na ntumi anya the 30% na ntumi enti assemblies no obi en ho ye man iska organ ha do Muhammad decision 1 2014 2015 deep part assessment ya so mo ya ye man assemblies no sika kase utumi nya 1 million Ghana cedis aban na ntumi ntua ni sika no kan nyina boma na mo counterpart fund na so mo tua na $50 million and this aban na ntumi nya sika ntua into that government 70% no any other development partners yamfos karamba this cannot true of my 2 consecutive years into nam so my about 2016 assessment ko mo anye because why default to 2 years when to am assemblies no into ko assessment na yede into 2016 assessment no mo anye MPP abaye kufu ado abaye bae and obeka 2 years ni nyina bomu a omutua counterpart fund no bom and omode man na omu releases kan nyina de ma assemblies no omode ye adwuma 2017. What we say, official constitution, DACF, no, a constitutional provision. This assembly, the government is supposed to release not less than 5% of Sikaya generity ewo maimu. Not what the formula bani ache the ama assemblies. Nti ewo constitution. Nti abai untu in default on kase untu. Ebeti me delay ya obiya nkase biya say. By 2014. 4th quarter of district assemblies common fund take it from me and this abai never paid to the assemblies 2014 because there was no money omontua enti ye ka constitution kura John Mahama so sika ye se wagege no o man no munyina no ye mfa mu more than not less than 5% ne enchema assemblies no mfanya adwuma 2014 4th quarter district assemblies common fund was never paid to the assemblies 2 consecutive year deep part assessment assemblies in year no and this abandoned to be counterpart fund and they never paid to the assemblies. So what is he talking about today? And I make us say abino enya ne channel because me who say abino a common fund na yem fan kwa assemblies no akese mu tire no moye no a matter of priority.
Now Andrew no ono air patch say for the purposes of
what so just say ya buy no a good decentralization because ono ne sika kese ko be wo sika kese no me makase ma bo mo aba so mo sika kese ko but guidelines no mo sande beto no wo mo say bumra no so because they are gagging the assemblies bia e won the medium development plan omo action plan a wo ye over the years now they are your budget. In the assembly members no e no mo trans say yen ya ye needs assessment e wo communities ni na enti yen ye priority ya ye free communities e bani but abanu ska wo dia come no wo the guideline e free kan say momfa we nko e boho momfa we nko e wi momfa when catch us assemblies no those are their priorities but ya gage assemblies no
enti odo so de sa eyele bia ba momfa we nko e we momfa
exactly that's what they are doing today enumu no mo de 24-hour market ya behim no yes assembly bia nsi 24-hour market me travel video so aka ne mesia ka bi anopa me kan mu sister station back of frame most of the markets no person mu see across the country mu tumi see dia e be white elephant some places me metra ha bo assemblies di nka metra ha bo assemblies ya ukosi sa market no ho a it will be of no use enko babia enti se yenye sika na ye pese ye ma assemblies no eye independent na ye mo kwan na mo ye mo adwuma won tran kra enko fa guidelines mfa mo so mo no mfanyo enti omo plan na mo ye no over the years no omo action plan na mo ye no omo budget na mo ye no you are controlling it from Accra do who this can ko ben ye de na say most of the projects na e wo district level nyina na ya wodo contract no won kran which some of us spoke against it but eno nchese na ye mfa development nko ho. Because me example adebia me Kwaku dan University of Local Government university ni esi akoma dan na this one person baby no because mu bio mu se kufu ado ani mu abani mu so university no sa university ni esi ho no e district assemblies common fund na this year MPP about the common fund this year school nti e aban no ne priority say this caro ko assembly yem fan kosi university wa akoma dan they uni obetumi age akinye abisa questions but they've built the university there. Regional Coordinating Council e Kumasi ha na hwe adan a egu ayi ye fence a chiri wa yesidi ama judges high court judges a community on its own udru a community on its own all those monies came from district assemblies common fund the assemblies common fund this year go across the country almost Kufu Addo enam say no ye loyalty na all the time Chief Justice ya ofiri so far Akufu the time no pressure or the coy about say judges or more net oko district or more court and they can no and Akufo-Addo sympathize with the judiciary. Into most of the assemblies, more than 100 and over courts across the country. Yeah, this assembly common fund this year. This is first current common assemblies now. Those monies were used for those courts across the country. Share district assemblies here, Ghana. Buildings are hora MPP abani city mao. Ye chiri haya ye friends asokwa haya. Wo assemblies yo. Kwa hadas wo assemblies yo. Meme assembly Jamai South. Ko hem assemblies yo. Enti se o ka se e bi aban no egu disende e wo priority say yem first kan koma assemblies no mo fanya adwuma, which I agree, but what the guidelines ato a wo gagi assemblies no. Enti wo kwa assembly na what they tell you say chief yes here discabo but you ntumi fanya de say de e na scan gu account so. Enti na manfo bisa say sikara mo so mo de akwa assembly impact ben e na make it down because what the guidelines aba e na wa gagi assemblies no, so they cannot use the money for purpose so a omu fi say community bia de so omu hia omu aye needs assessment yes this can you know and this can attack go assembly we say also omu nko 24-hour market na make say de say nyansa mu pa no so omu nim nyansa ye di bu amamu
na that straight bia de 24-hour market
it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Enti esen ko omu pilot e bia mo select be 5 20 assemblies across the country na mo pilot to say you see 24-hour market ni we are impact be na be make here ho enkrofo be use you say assembly market na musi no you say ayi wom crèche wom ayi hospital wom bank wom enti minim say adwadifo no kodi dwa na dwo no mo te bank no mo ne bank for no ye adwuma
na be ho honum kra chesa district be ho honum kra when you kakra be
me say what the ko ha obi ani ho me kasa me sha say me because of adwuma me yenti almost all the assemblies across the country minim bebia baby ho ha wo de kosi ho keke me say obi an ko sa market mu kodi dwa ho na waka say on san kodi dwa na dwo nka ho. It doesn't make sense. So they should revise that policy. They should revise it. No mama assemblies you ha. Me fa se bi Kumasi ha. What assemblies ye in Kumasi e bi di se kwada so na yimu na we si market baby esi ho a. Ni em fa mpalo to hwese e betumi ay successful. Baby wo kwa na land ya ye di si sa dan na omo ka ho se ayemanso. Baby wo intumi si. And you see, I'm going to 261 24-hour market. And you see, can you go to a good baby?
Maybe I was agenda. Wow, did you? I don't so 24 hours.
And then I will cover Abu Balance by Abu Balance. So I could on the ambulance, but you also walk of Abu Balance. Hey, I'm open your marketing. But when I account,
so I want you 24-hour market. Very serious.
So we'll share the design. Any cost your woman. It ranges between 25 to 35, 45 million Ghana cedis per one. And this almost to be released this kind of the mass assemblies. So I'm to me CDR. Baby or musia a bear white elephant. You see, go across the country. Baby na assemblies market yes, because any priority for that area. Ya kusi de esi ho enu bi ne ya esi enti sikara na ndisi for person omutugu kwa enti wo decentralization na wo so ye ni yi no anyway wo discuss common assemblies no but you have got the assemblies also what you assembly members 1,000 Ghana cedis a month for 2025 ye bona baso me medical can say sikara esi ye de ma assembly members no esenka ye ne de number wo me propose say or ye electoral area common fund. So the money will be for the electoral area. And yet assembly member na ode sa sika no de amano. Say your allowance. Because allowance is no wo hwe enokwa your breach constitution no and the local governance act. Because emra no say assembly members no and omu determine omu allowances. You see why the flat rate across the country. Some places here, the assemblies were even paying more than the 1,000 Ghana cedis you are giving. Some places who are more less endowed no omu to win to access sika no. What the money panel in this no they are talking about to the enemy fee say yes electoral area fund so that money will be for the electoral area. It is assembly member no any hokrana the money will go to the electoral area na more to be the aya there ho but say assembly member who say o my we assembly members nko na o free man and as o tu kwa yenye by election nansi na electoral commission yes o be no me what na like na trust our proposal come say you think say it's not fair say assembly members say obi free man as otu kwan yenye by election MP free man 21 days near kwa by elections but assembly man free man 4 years ni na that electoral area among the assembly member nti ye ko me Dr. Francis Bosman eko trans na me chechiri mu a wo cash say de wo kana ye no kre nti nanu ye me hu so mo ye proposal say on pese o mo replace some assembly members eno ko mo ko do bia asade no so asan age egu o mo ntumi anye nti sa scan o mo ye no sisi no sa ne ma no mo ye bia me fi say that make keke Ahmed o ya ye be mia no kuru na ma no hwe look unim say MPP abai no e the project buy a na e fe safety net no assemblies ye wo Ghana o mo benefit ye no a poverty eradication or a reduction strategy MPP abai no World Bank and yes ade no nti ye de ti hia so nti me ho se na me wo safety net project no bi ya na ya employ nipa more than 400 people ebi eye kubefu because na pese climate nti baby land na ye degraded no yes yem fandua kube baby na bi so omudua ayi anka baby ho ko community omudua cashew nti wo employ nkrofo no a bosome so a omukọ adwuma a cha 2 hours na omo apon nti bosome so a obi anya kura 700-800 Ghana cedis every month and this ya bye wo twa project no nti me ho de na ye dua amanwo ye dua kuba aduru ne pempen so a ekoso no ye jama furu nyina aka sika na abande ko wuram na nyina ahye because nipa na no mo ye adwuma no omo ye adwuma 3 months and NDC 4 months ye ntu omo ka ntu omo nyina gya adwuma no nti safety net na me no ka say ye di tu ohia se no ye gu sa adwuma no. So what kind of decentralization is talking about? Ye wo secondary city projects wo ho a eno so a World Bank Government of Ghana project. Yeah, no so ye disisi nearby project akese ebi wo ko mo disi school die any market ne de ka ho nyina aban we buy no scarce o mo de cost area ho no mo tumi wie project be akakwan so o mo tiskara so wo say aban we de o buy o mo ye ne say initial mo buy na o mo etwe sika na e wo system no nyina from all accounts different accounts and na to force in the kugu accounts ba akum and no spend there in the safety net for no e bi adwuma 4 months besi na ye ntu o mo ka ye gya adwuma ma afuru nyina say ebi ya kwan ye de won say akwan na ya na mo say ye de ensa na ye akwan no you employ the local people community people nti wo kwa ye twa adwuma no mo akakra bi no na hwehwemu e ho no say sa akwan na ye de ensa ye no e kere say de ye de grade adwi so me ho say bi ye bi na ayi bridges ne ayi o mo ye e wo sa akwan na free mrema no ekọ brekum kra so na no ye o mo de grade akofa ko hwe kwan na say de city quality road nanu ye ne minority ko ho ne ko ye obi ana kwan so no nani age enne sa adwuma nyina ye gadi ago ama kwan na ko de aka bebi e duru ye na no ano enti wo ka decentralized nyese bi asika wo de akọ assembly nkwa mere makasa mabo wa baso mo diska akọ but mo a lot of lapses in the system yes o mo fix it na wonya antro say ya ma ye fence se nra no say omo ama ahemfo omo ama omo say 300% of the allowance so we yenim strategy na mo yes anema we yina honorable yenim strategy na you see enti mo nya mo adwen so mo ba di ahemfo de ahemfo de pa NDC di o betra ko so o ahemfo edidi na say cars o mo to e na o munya hase o me hase o me to enchekura so we say your mama si so ma triple allowance no this is your brand no mbeko no na allowance na yes and that triple e say na yes and you know you are doing something na menya wa adwen say aban na no wo ho no wanye bibia na decentralization ogunu ko gina bontia na okay some of us na ye wo the memory and ade a ye ko ho school ya adwuma wo ho no de when you say some of this we will expose you because your administration one no was not better in terms of decentralization ade a mekwa mu sisi pass o mu ye say eno na me person ka ominya update manti ho de bia na o ka ho asema elections of MNDCs say president or the we mu sis no can say we mu be the last people are obe appoint omo until the next elections e ko obi a so mutumi eye ho adwuma na omo amede constitution no na ehu say the city a definitely no na ye kwa akoto abako yi MNDCs no more accountable to the people because as it stands now the MNDCs are not accountable to the people. They are accountable to the president because he is the appointing authority. It is already Article 243. Yeah, was this yana president to me and away you know the MNDCs until that's all I know. Pano can say, well, you are more to me, you mean, I bet you about a more. You can't control them like that. no mo so be say members of parliament me agitate me e be opportunity in future to discuss me say yakwa ni so mo de baso a me I am for election of MNDCs based on political parties partisanship.
All right, honorable member wa homeso ewa ha food for thought from a honorable Andrews Bediako. Watch ransom. Kofu e dey just baby o. Baby obo mo number. Propaganda numbers. Oh, lawyer, me browse whether yenche time no guso. Well, let's speak about your away.
Yeah, I'm say OSP. Only me say me no nyina ya adwene say Ghana fo nyina na His Excellency the President, former President, that is Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo share boss we near or better to special prosecutor because and some adosun Attorney General so I thought that crowd bones will be a communipa yes ye call Attorney General haba makoyi obi afiri 2 years na wada 2 years na no asem kra ye musa no enso na Attorney General mfa advice mai na yes wa communipa nso wadam enti 2 years ye musa na no asem iti ani panafana equity and fundamental right na uhune say purpose or the beti OSP no special prosecutor ne say omo mafa kwambone so politicians pa enti na komo fa kwambone so afoma fa oman no ejapade illicit what wealth obefa kwan bi so nanka omaji ni nyina afiri so we have to look at the purpose of establishing the OSP office no enti purpose no hu hia enti baby ana mekasa already the preamble of the 1992 Constitution of the Republic it talks about the preamble no talks about the purpose you can't preamble na anya hwe preamble no we say 1992 Constitution ade ne di kan no in the name of the Almighty God we the people of Ghana in the exercise of our natural and inalienable right to establish a framework of government which shall secure for ourselves and posterity the blessings of liberty, equality of opportunity and prosperity in a spirit of friendship and peace with all peoples of the world, and in solemn declaration and affirmation of our commitment to freedom, justice, probity, accountability. Say ubu akonta papa. The principle that all powers of government spring from the sovereign will of the people. That means that the powers of the government, NDC government, Ghana for na diamano. Then the principle of universal adult suffrage, to say ubia when betime akotwaba, the rule of law. See adem reye adwuma. The protection and preservation of fundamental human rights and freedom, unity and stability of our nation. We every provision be our 1992 Constitution be a spring free ha. Ubenya bibia wa ha. So that is the foundation, that is the preamble of the 1992. Aha. Ana kwabana don fe case no. Akufo-Addo kan so osi dan amanyankopon a omo kan say adan wansi ama abosom ne niam no say in the name of the Almighty God. Supreme Court say Almighty God nyame kase no ne nyina yesom no nti osi amanyame a aha Attorney General de koya argument the preamble of the 1992 Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. So if you look at the OSP office now, the purpose of it and it's obey investigate obey arrest no be prosecute na enkrofo afa o man na japade afa no eno na Ghana for to abade man na Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo no establish that office no. I'm not disputing the fact that me amfa rule of law nya adwuma, and it's a section 4 subsection 2 of the OSP Act says against the 1992 Constitution you were right to say you better declare null and void. But when him say every act of parliament biano court needs high court need to mean say obetimi declare part of an enactment by and I say part of enactment by parliament no high court need to mean so obetimi declare no null and void. But men can say court no could declare null and void but court no can say OSP no wafani to me no abroso na ye ko waranto enti se ko waranto na wa yusu ese nti basa na oni ho kwan se odi asem no na so de sankrofo no ko gina court abra wanyi to me no emfree Attorney General ho pursuant to Article 88 of the 1992 Constitution. Fine, the High Court no can mean any problem. If you look at the LI, legislative instrument and executive instrument, EI and LI, senimi no share mo LI no override EI. That means that legislative instrument in delegated powers. Powers are ye dia mawo. Anya wo na de mawo ho. Enti executive instrument ye de free aban hoba. And ye wo legislative instrument and betuma a parliament and abebiet. Say legislative instrument and executive instrument ni koshia. Legislative instrument na eso chen executive instrument no. That means that emra parliament ashe no eso chen de aban emra wodeba. That is what I'm talking about. Now, court na gu no ese woni kwan se okọ abra onyi to me free attorney general. I agree perfectly with the court because that is what the law says. Now, ya wahana OSP wetimi frɛ oforie kan oforie atane ade na atene general timi aka kyerɛ ne sɛ adenti na dada womfa ne maaye na womfa no nkɔ court na mfa no nkɔ gyina ho atene general kan sa asɛm we nyina me no me na tie atene general kan sa asɛm we nyina sɛ edienti na wontimi mfa kan oforie ata emfra brochire ma na womfa ne megyina court na sisi na woyɛ kokwa sa wompɛ sɛ ɔde ne bɛkɔ adata yemu sɛ atene general ne sɛ adata no na OSP na beje ne power na firi no hɔ ana na o meje ne power ne firi wɔ said the 1992 constitution ne kanana. The answer is what?
That's a docket. So calling for docket.
Calling for docket. In that time na OSP no atene general ni nim say OSP no any kind meji to me firi no hɔ so ka kyerɛ ne sɛ onfa kan ofori atanko gina court. Afi die na asesa.
Confused government.
Afi die na asesa o say afi die o meji to me wɔ be hɔ. Enti amara ne sisi nti wagina amara no so sɛ oni hu kwan so ɔde obi akɔkɔ to anhwɛ yi a na kyerɛ sɛ obi ɔde na akɔkɔ to kora akɔtete no ɔno so wɔ ho kwan so osiw Ghana government ɛkyerɛ sɛ OSP wasɛ memmerɛ sɛ ɔde me kɔgyina ne sɛ wonni tumi kora sɛ ɔde me bɛgyina court na ade ma bɛgyina enti wasɛ memmerɛ nti me de wobɛkɔ court ɔkɔ no ɔkɔgye judgment tia na judgment debt yɛabɔ kakwa.
And then there's an issue regarding Mustafa Hamid, but being called in detail. I don't really, but just a court, no. I mean, OSP, something like that. But court no went ahead. Say, I think I have to check on. I mean,
yes, but Kwaku say, what prevents OSP? What prevents Attorney General to issue a fiat? What is a fiat? What is the meaning of a fiat? Yakasa fiata. A simple term. Yakasa fiata. OSP betuma use fiat. Ediama special prosecutor Attorney General betuma use fiat. Ediama special prosecutor say special prosecutor empo say yesi woni tumi a enedua ya mama of fiat. SFI adwuma na fa. What is fiat? Let it be done or it shall be done, signifying an authoritative command or decree or sanction. That means that let it be done or it shall be done. That is a fiat. In the Attorney General betuma catch OSP say wo mu so obi de wakọ court ese o act no ansa na betimi de obi akọ gina court no je so obeji to me frame ho ba de na wo ye no His Excellency John Dramani Mahama nso ba no kan say obi a wadi sika bi obeche nti onya bone enipa na adom akọ gina court ni nyina mama of fiat me ankasa let it be done and it shall be done, signifying authoritative command. In the deity no ntimi mfa fiat ema no if say yes, stick it to the purpose of this 1992 constitution, probity and accountability. And the same say OSP Jumadi na odi no. Say what the whole Ghana, ama Ghana yesika bi yetimiagia. What prevents Attorney General from issuing a fiat? Although the law is clear. High Court Judge Nedikaka say law no echere say I was so kwaji to me free no. It doesn't matter. And found say High Court tetimiaka sasem, but in the wisdom of the Supreme Court, so mbetimi akọ appeal. I'm a Supreme Court tetimiasa ten no. Aka chere say OSP. Me pese me ka chere say Attorney General kwaje manefiat no fanye na juma for the purpose of this constitution. Because Supreme Court betimi bibia. It's me too kise ora kise judgment say mo onko appeal na onko review onko. No san kwa the Supreme Court no beka ne nyamra no. The Marana Supreme Court to Kafa who be. But the High Court here no so on Fumbra. Saku Warantu, as I'm not kind on Fumbra. But the point is, what prevents Attorney General, Justice Remsai, or Dominic Ayini, honorables, what prevents them from issuing a fiat? Let it be done, and it shall be done. It's in one side, okay, I've issued a fiat, let it be done. What prevents, if the intention and the purpose of the state and say a recovery of what assets, if the intention and the purpose of the state and say you recover all illicit wealth ebia edipa bi afa. What prevents OSP? There is a political agenda. I'm telling you. There is a political agenda. Either if I'm making a conditional statement, certain conditions must prevail and sana etimiabem. Ebia de mi hunu ne say OSP ne sa ba be wura omoniamem. Ama go do mo koton ya mo boka. Ene niam bi nti OSP ne kura ne ye hia no e wo say firi ho. Na mo mebeda me office dia. Me na me ya atene general ana me de wo moko. Me pekura de se sabio me de ya asemka. Yesi gold board o mo da no diska. Metima ka se me prosecute wo mo kura. Enti OSP no kan wanu tum na firi ho. Na kwatena office ye di. That might be the reason.
All right, Dr. Mustafa Abdul Hamid, NPA case. No, say, Omar Poso trial, no pending outcome of stay of execution on ruling challenging the special prosecutor's authority to prosecute. It's a court the case no to a year May 26. That's just Ashasi.
Ashasi. So the point is that I say OBI is still of what? Execution. That means that Ebra ye bueti a OSP na OSP dey appeal atum and why stale of execution. That means that court ni nyina baabi o mu gina na mo kwan e mo enka nkyere ne say oye adwuma na nye because osan kwa appeal biem e wo Supreme Court or review or Supreme Court. Enti the Supreme Court no beka before ansana what me proceed. That means that obi a wodi nyina court bia no oni asem bia kan e wo say e aja ne nye take date opim se bewie one akọ bi favor.
Yes.
Ako bi favor. Ana obi sutiri mu pa wode ye ne se me nso kra mefiri so ana se me mre be so mefiri so se de OSP ni ntimi hwehwe me niamam enti office ne kra menya kra na nkentana.
All right, quickly san be call honorable Nchaibio. Ebi have suggested so ebi who say be cra Attorney General kra no any cases no kra no to be in the hujuma let alone so okoje OSP.
Absolutely. I'm on the same wavelength with you. Eno na make say wo hwemu a enema egu Attorney General so no. Okwa yesi afutuo beba ema because atene general automatic wa ma bibi say police for ne ade kwan a o prosecutors o mutimi prosecute dada a wo de ama wo mo ni nyina ye fiat ni bi ne de ama wo mo enti what is the point say untimi nkan kire atene untimi nkan kire OSP say mama of fiat say fa ye adwuma because ensem egu so no kra no hwe office of the attorney general no enye office ketwa o before Kroba be jina honom aba be camera say atene general na timi aye argument no a whole lot of lawyers wo ha this one much ne written submission ne yema nyina de man de mra no eye search ansa no de aba be kan into office of atene general na eso but a lawyer for do say ne do ma office of atene general because abai beti o mo kan onya say sika ni nyina into office ne lack personalities I was o mo ye adwuma ma o mo what you say into assembly wo honom a ubonsi yase obi adu obi sika obi akum nipa ebetimi akoho for so many years so many months na futuo ne mai endisi aponi bi near the ama office of the special prosecutor near the ama ne say office of the special prosecutor ya deal with that issue we na ma bed ni bi from because state no se kobasa enipa na edisika no ye fa ne so ma diska no se ya Attorney General na prosecute wo mo a ya na ne interest wo mu so no ankasa ne nipa on person be prosecute no enti ye mpa independent body bi office bi no on hwehwe sa nsem no mu a no on fa nipa no nkogina court ba o kwa onye to me ni free Attorney General ho na wakọ no anye to me na free Attorney General ho a Attorney General wadwuma ba form kakra ma enti kade na ube issue fiat what the fiat no man it is a command let it be done and it shall be done. That is the meaning of fiat.
Papa lawyer
say law ne ma kwan next ubetime issue fiat the amana there and the meaning of fiat is let it be done and it shall be done. So OSP mama of fiat koso na ye wadwuma enye ye nyina sika na ye hwe afiri obi a wafa sika
na say wo hu no se bo apa yo ma hyeda pa
there is a motive, there is an agenda enye agenda no ma ko gina law so e di ye afiri ho sa na asem ne te e ne de afeva omo but there is a it is let me use this word JB Dankwa or say it is actuated by malice. Dr. JB Dankwa or say the governor now some of the other court it is actuated by malice.
But I say lawyer but I say the law the omo be bia mbrade just say we dey na ka say Kyeremanteng kwebundi I say Kyeremanteng kwebu so how no say OSP adwumboni
adwumboni ente obeti ebi adwom His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Fiswa Obechino, because I'm Raman said 3 years, within 3 years. Say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama so Epakisika within 3 years of free swa. I am 3 years in term, Ubetima Cochino.
But the see your Pablo who say Bodiaba, a US between your body the 2 the other better move. Honorable, maybe a few moments, but the way now the
you see, Adia Ekosu special prosecutor near Attorney General lawyer or camera na maybe they may hear in politics. Kiki and I would decline no. Dear the conference same way in buy a bra a office of the special prosecutor or didn't sako Nyankopon by ni. I Martin Pibu and a conference in buy. Yeah, or the Yanisako Nyankopon by saying this for Munyankopon by or Moy back with Martin Pibu. Entian or Moyo Margin say Combiaso's office no. A bra yes, I don't know, or didn't Sakana, dear Chia pet, and a whole majority leader of parliament. Ayarga, and any chief whip, Roxanne Nelson Daffy Amoko, and Omoko Fale, a parliament is a sa office is Obuguno. You will man it say because civil societies no be almost as here Kasai, and a president, yes, a president directives about Omoko withdraws Adron free parliament, and Omoko withdraw. But now majority leader or ye leader of government business, may there be a Mekase and Kofu say. O my o mu nipa bi say ya na mo fi so mu nim yansa sen ye nyina because han na ma we ya obi a we leader of government business sa de no mo de call parliament no ya president for akire be ka che say o mo nko withdraw no the president cannot convince me say he was not aware eno bi ni so sin ya o mo aye ne wo Rose minister president say what sa committee o mo date de no o mo say o mo fa da be no famra na che ya timu say na 4 years na so o ye nim da o mo report ba him no mo hwim. Now, no president ya, who biggest programmer, uba power, what they buy. Baku, we 24-hour economy in free they come a big push. Arameboa. On the Onyati 10 billion on TBB, Adibia 10 billion, good why I call 10 billion or call 10 billion. And until to me, Nkansah project and we implement. You don't know the method of procurement. Ya, Rose minister no use you. You can't convince me. Until I make us a president, he was aware. But your man for shots, you know, or more a bojana. No, I don't say no what training satisfied or 2 1 ordinance. I see. They said only more, you know. And the idea, of course, no, my margins office no biguno. May I have a problem with Kisia Jabeno as an individual, but not the office. Because you were almost say your offices may be why you were charge money. The Kikawa almost you wouldn't say, Abia individual be baha or ye Juma be better, open super back in future, or bet my year Jumani. And the emphasize ni partner or honors is young you go office no office na yadi here despite the kise jabia ye no hone de oye yina no office ni betimi anya obi a oye good a obetimi aye adwuma ni ya ma nya mfaso so but ompeso omugu no se na lawyer kan minim se kise jabe ebi omotete se sa so say enko be kwa investigate
yes
yeah
good no mkoton boka
good no so enko be ko dey na ma mkoton sa 18 tons no
e boka
enti min say ebi akisi akodi nkomo baabi e no mo ante no sa na tie
ajomboni abedusu
obe ya me ya hwe yes because abrante na wode ni case for ye uko supreme court unim say supreme court no mo ko file case say o mo hwe say office no wo sa tumi na na so on the tumi no una wo ye attorney general na wo ye ye fe say aban no lawyer mra panyini no okwa wa ko file case in support of abrante no de ase no ko ye no and what joke is ya been into same
no Adam tell me
or say ya Juma was slim sa no office as a lawyer and no say deputy attorney general and no file case against the office of the special prosecutor and no so akọ support to abrante no enti charity calculated work enti president no he is aware Martin can just say aware and na slim sa no ankasa they know what they are doing because the nema boni o maye no o mamu no o munim say tiseja me be da so de bia obekọ nti sanete dia se wunya tumi no because this is most of magi tumi free attorney general ha na me wode wo ba se wo ko prosecutor obi o memo tumi no nti se nko mo pede o mo fa tumi na me fa camera we pa na e say lawyer 88 me nim say attorney general any criticize office me boa nti wo criticize wa mani tumi no dada
I don't see a bit of argument.
But legislative instrument. Legislative instrument and the power naman. That's the argument by Sankro for a lawyer way. Lawyer, yeah, renowned lawyer way. Oh, Mary Finidi. You can see Pempam way. No more. Civil society and CSO Bear 12 almost Moko Supreme Court or Moko Kisena one real Supreme Court to speak to Madam Nigel say a creation out of
all right. And component that's so big stuff. Need to me, bro. On for money, no. Gasto, lawyer is a land come on, American. Remember Gasto, Gasto, Felix, yeah. Now, I put it to you, Yo, me vajo ye dingobo.
Yo, KK, me da see pa, edin kai ma men chawa tie for and